I'm going to take out the oxtails now and put them in a pot and start the next batch of meat roasting. And what we'll do with all this meat after we put it in the pot is add some peppercorns and bay leaves and then cover them with about 2 inches of water. We've been having sporadic power outages here, but seems to be on for the moment. So I pulled the beef out of the oven. It was finished, so fortunately the electricity failure didn't affect that. So what I'm going to do with these beef shanks is cut them in slightly smaller pieces. We're going to throw the bones in there. You definitely want the flavoring the bones add. Now, depending on who your guests are, if they're used to oxtail and such, when it's done, traditionally you just leave it on the bone. If you have people who aren't used to oxtail, then you can always strip it off there, which makes it easier to eat, but it's not nearly as much fun. And we're gonna lower the oven temperature to 350. We're going to mix the oil, 4 tablespoons of oil, in with the beef juices. And in go the vegetables. Get this nice and mixed in with the juices. We're going to roast these for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees, occasionally stirring them to get a nice even roast. Now let's turn back to the oxtails and shanks, and we're adding enough water to cover the meat by about 2 inches. That's going to be tight. Now we're going to bring the meat to a boil. We're going to add the bay leaves and the peppercorns. These will later be strained out of the stock. And once it comes to boil, then we will cover it and let it simmer for an hour and a half. The vegetables, first batch, have been in for 20 minutes. I've given them a couple turns, so they're done. And what we're going to do with these is tent these in aluminum foil, cook the second batch for 20 minutes. I'm going to add this juice to these vegetables and then put the oil and the beef fat into the pot. I don't want these to steam, I want them to roast. Google, give me a 20-minute timer.
Okay, 20 minutes. Starting now.
The oxtails and beef shanks have been simmering now for about an hour and a half. What we're going to do now is take the oxtails out, and we're going to strain the peppercorns and the bay leaves out of the liquid. That is very nice and very tender now. The only thing that remains after the other ingredients are added to the broth is to rewarm the beef and the vegetables. And that's only about a 5-minute process. So we're going to remove from this about 16 cups of broth. We're not going to need the extra beef stock. We just have so much stock here. We can freeze this though. Now what we're going to do is just give this broth a couple minutes for the fat to rise up. All right, what we're going to do now is turn the pot to medium high, and we're going to take the garlic that was minced this morning as well as the annatto sauce, and we're going to put it in there. This is the annatto oil and the garlic. And you want to cook this up and just until it starts to brown. And that'll be about a minute or 2 minutes. It has a very nice smell, the garlic and the annatto oil. What I'm going to do is add about 15 cups of the broth into this. Then I'm going to divide it up. We have some peanut allergies in the group. So before I put the peanut butter in, we're going to go ahead and scoop out about 5 cups. In the main pot, we're going to go with the peanut butter. That happens. We'll put the rest of that in a moment. I'm going to wash my hands. We're going to mix these both up until it's integrated. Now we're going to take the mixture from this morning of the fish sauce, the sugar, and the other ingredients. We're going to mix. And these are have both come to boil. We're going to cover them and let them simmer. Okay, we've sort of gotten ourselves, or I've sort of gotten myself cleaned up. I'm not sure this shirt's going to survive that peanut butter splash. But the sauce has been simmering for about 20 minutes, and it's thickened up. Both sauces have thickened up, and it's a nice orangish color. So what we're going to do now is put the meat and the vegetables in both of these pots. Let it warm for about 5 minutes, and it's ready to go. We're actually finished a little bit early, so I'm going to turn down the heat. This is one of those dishes that's actually probably even better the second day around. It just has a wonderful flavor, and it absorbs all of the flavors we put in there. The fish sauce, the annatto, the sugars, all of those, the vegetables. Oh, that has a delicious aroma. And after this has set in here for a couple minutes, I'm going to check the flavor. Maybe add some more pepper. Everything is cooked. I want to adjust the seasoning once more. The guests will be arriving soon. The rice is cooked, and it's I think it's going to be a very good oxtail stew. What? No, what's that? Yeah, I'm just going to go down and move the table for the bourbon. Okay. My son managed to find a replacement table for the bourbon, and what's this? That's trouble is what that is. Ah, it's my daughter-in-law's family bearing gifts. And the little dog is pretty well behaved. Perhaps I misjudged it. There's my daughter-in-law. We got a runner. That would be my brother-in-law and his family. I've been pleasantly surprised by how much guests seem to enjoy the bourbon aspect of the dinners. Enthusiasm over the presentation is clearly universal. The little dog seems to have made inroads, and the bourbon appears to pass muster. Nobody could call this dinner a flawless effort. Well, I'm clumsy enough to be used to dealing with such fiascos. And the 2 bourbons our guests provided, both of which were of the highest quality, amply eased my pain and suffering. And the carré was triumphant. The tender, succulent roast oxtail and vegetables simmered in rich peanut sauce were outstanding, according to the assembled Filipino diners. And if you haven't tried maize queso ice cream, they love that too. This ice cream is a rare and truly transcendent Epicurean delight. Familiar steak and potato dinners are a staple in my house, but sometimes different can be wonderful. Let me know what you thought of these unique dishes, and give this episode a like if you are so moved. And be sure to subscribe to Bourbon Dinners. Until next time, this is Tim Stutler saying salamat for watching. That means, well, you can probably figure it out.